away for a few weeks, you've probably been wondering where I went. Well, I can definitely tell you I was not over at libertyhangout.tv giving my uncensored opinions that social media has been banning Trump supporters. Of course I wasn't. Instead, I decided I would take the advice of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and I spent the last few weeks away at Jack Dorsey's Camp for Conservatives, re-educating myself on what an awful president Donald Trump was, how hateful I am, and what a glorious leader Joe Biden will be. That way, I can keep my YouTube channel. I used to support traditional values, think there were only 2 genders, and think that America should put America first. I had a disease, but now I'm better. Now I think there are 83 genders. I think Joe Biden is more Catholic than the Pope, and that we should open the borders to millions of undocumented migrants. My camp director Brian Stelter taught me that Donald Trump was literally Hitler. Sure, he may have had the lowest ever unemployment rate for Black and Hispanic Americans, and sure, he may have created millions of new jobs, and sure, the average American family brought home thousands of more dollars, but who cares how the country is doing when he wrote really mean tweets?
We can be politically correct and we can be stupid, but it's going to get worse and worse.
So what that thousands of people already lost their jobs under Joe Biden, even though he's only been president for a week? Let's just be glad that decency is back in the White House, okay? And who the heck cares that Donald Trump helped produce a vaccine in record time when the media said he couldn't? Let's be honest. All the credit should go to Joe Biden because his 100-day mask mandate is very science-driven and is going to save the entire world. I, for one, also learned at Camp Conservative to be thankful that Joe Biden did away with Donald Trump's racist 1776 commission. We don't need to be teaching kids about American history based on people's merits. That's bigoted. And not to mention hateful. I'm glad Joe Biden is going to bring back critical race theory in the 1619 Project, which teaches me to be ashamed for being white. Because that's not racist one bit. Donald Trump was a complete and total dictator that signed way too many executive orders. I support democracy and the separation of powers, which is why I'm so glad that Joe Biden has already issued 33 executive actions in his first 6 days in office. It may seem hypocritical, but let's be clear. That's something else I learned in my camp. Now, it may seem hypocritical, but let's be clear, it's only bad when Trump does it, okay? It's also only bad when Trump says we need to open back up the economy. When the Democrats do it, they're our heroes just looking out for the working class. Let's ignore that they put them out of work for a year because decency is back now. Which means now that Joe Biden is president, it's finally safe enough to open the economy. Even though just a week ago, NPR said the death rate was accelerating. While I was at camp, I spent a lot of time watching CNN, and they helped me learn to accept that every single death is Donald Trump's fault because he took off his mask.
And I tell you to ignore masks, and I rip mine off as I vanquish the virus because I am a leader.
What kind of a monster would do such a thing and not lead by example? I just can't think of anyone else who might take off their mask on federal property and break Biden's new executive action.
Why weren't President Biden and all members of the Biden family masked at all times on federal lands last night?
Yesterday was a historic moment in our history. He was inaugurated as President of the United States. He was surrounded by his family. We take a number of precautions, but I think we have bigger issues to worry about.
Now that Joe Biden is president, I'm excited to see the media hold our dear leader accountable and ask him hard-hitting questions.
Will he keep Donald Trump's Air Force One color scheme change?
This is such a good question.
I love an unbiased media. Camp counselor Stelter taught me all about how to be an unbiased journalist and not look like obvious state propaganda.
CNN should be ashamed of itself having you working for them.
And speaking of the media, I'm so happy to finally have a president that's not going to attack journalists.
God love you, man. You're a one-horse pony. When I announced it, you all said it's not possible. Come on, give me a break, man.
Mr. President, what's your comment right here about?
You.
That's right. America is back. And so is Caitlin Bennett, the new and re-educated Caitlin Bennett. While I was away, Donald Trump and thousands of his supporters were banned from social media for spreading hate and violence. Unlike the Democrats who would never dare do such a thing.
No peace, no sleep. You get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
I keep hearing Republicans say that Antifa and Black Lives Matter have been rioting across the country for more than half a year, but I have seen no proof of this.
Antifa's an idea, not an organization.
Joe Biden is right. Antifa is just an idea. How can an idea burn down buildings, tear down statues, and kill conservatives? I can't believe Trump declared Antifa a terrorist organization. Ideas don't commit terrorism. But you know who does? Trump supporters like Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley. Obviously, voting for Donald Trump is no different than joining ISIS.
Trump, 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 Trump.
Whoa. I am so sorry you had to see that grotesque display of domestic terrorism. See, I support democracy, which means I believe only one political party should get to hold power, and Republicans shouldn't even be allowed to give their opinions, use social media, or have jobs. Look, when the founders made America, they never envisioned high-capacity rifles or high-speed internet. We can't just be spreading dangerous ideas like free speech, self-defense, and Christianity. Unless, of course, it's a liberal Catholicism, like what Joe Biden believes in. Let's ignore that the Catholic Catechism clearly states, since the 1st century, the Church has affirmed the moral evil of every procured abortion, and that this teaching has not changed and remains unchangeable. Joe Biden can change it. You know why? Because he goes to church.
I will just take the opportunity to remind all of you that he is a devout Catholic and somebody who attends church regularly.
Joe Biden is basically Jesus, and Brian Stelter told me he saw him walk on water in Washington, D.C. after his inauguration. It's too bad they shut down the entire city, otherwise we may have been able to see it. But you know what I did see? I saw the light, and I saw how terrible Trump was and how thankful I am to big tech for censoring all the right things and shielding us from harmful content. I'm better now, which means I don't care how the economy is doing. I don't care if Joe Biden signs 1 million executive orders, and I don't care about outdated ideas like the Constitution. I just care about feelings, and my feelings feel better under Joe Biden than they did under Donald Trump. After you watch this video, I definitely do not want you to go follow me on Gab at gab.com/KateMarieOX in case big tech bans me, because they can never do that now that I'm saying I love Joe Biden. And I definitely don't want you to go sign up at libertyhangout.tv to watch my uncensored opinions that I can't say on YouTube. And we definitely are not running our biggest sale ever right now. I'd also hate it if you supported my work at patreon.com/CaitlinBennett to help me get security when I film. Why would I need security when Democrats are so peaceful? This is going to be a great 4 years. Thank you, Comrade Biden.